The only person standing in your way is you. It's time to let her go. Lose yourself.
I think I like using this little microphone better than the like whatever this is. This looks like I'm a news reporter, and this looks like I'm chill, and I prefer being chill. This video is a continuation of the discipline series. I think I might have to make a playlist on that because there's so many videos on that now that I made. But the human mind likes instructions, clear-cut ways how to do something, step-by-step preferred. And I remember me saying, you know, guys, I came up with a protocol. The last time I said that was in the how to stop catastrophizing video, and it works. It really works like that. But the word protocol, I'm not Hamza, okay? Let's not say protocol. But it's literally that. It's literally a step-by-step thing, like do this in order to achieve this. How to introduce a new habit. The videos about discipline did pretty well. And I think I can talk about it because I think I figured out a way how to implement new rules, habits, and values into your life and stick to them. So make the regimen, right, make the plan sustainable so that you can stick to it. And the results that these habits, values produce can make your life better and not take away from your health and well-being. So yeah, new habits that will elevate you and how to stick to them. An instruction, okay? Step-by-step process, how to implement a new habit. Let's call it that. If you remember that video about only doing the thing is actually doing the thing, I talked about how preparation isn't actually doing the thing. But as we all know, the amount and the quality of your preparation is proportionate to the result and how well you perform. So preparation in your process of building a new habit or working on a new goal, building something new in your life is very important. I'm only saying this because my plan consists of steps, and the first 3 steps are about preparation. You have to prepare the soil before planting the seed, to be prepared and expecting certain things to just be equipped how to react to them, you know? You can't be shocked. When you're on a battlefield, you have to know what's going to happen. Prepare. Know and see and feel yourself win and get to that goal. But you also need to be prepared for all the mind's fluctuations and emotional breakdowns that will happen. As idealistic and beautiful as it sounds, having the strongest mental shield is just not realistically achievable. Let's prepare for all the fluctuations. The first step, let's just start from there. Certain routines in your plan that will help you get to this goal. The first step that you need to do to implement this is to back it up with a certain reason. Why am I doing this? Everyone asks me, how do I do this? How do I start this? How do I become this? My question back to you is always why. I need to know why you want to do it, you know? As someone who wants to give you valuable advice, the first thing that I need to know is your intention behind it. Not just, I want to get a new camera because I want to get a new camera, because that's the goal backed up by a goal. It's not strong enough. It's not going to stay. It's the goal within itself. I want to get a new camera. You need to have a strong purpose behind getting a camera. I want to improve my videos. I want my content to reach a broader audience. That's definitely a stronger, more specific, more valuable intention that is somewhat connected to some emotions. I start visualizing how it reaches a broader audience, how it serves a bigger collective, how the videos are just better and I just feel more fulfilled in them, okay? That's a clear purpose of why I'm saving for a new camera, if that's the habit that I'm trying to implement. The second step of the preparation period is imagining how you feel having that thing. It's important. It's the basic imagination manifestation practice, just preparing your mind to feel this emotion before you actually feel it. It can be done through visualization, it can be done through journaling, it can be done through simply meditating and thinking about how you want to feel when you get there. So I have this new camera, and that actually influences a lot of other aspects of my life. I wake up, I grab this camera, and I vlog differently. I talk to the camera differently. Now I have to adjust my microphone system to the camera. Like, it changes a few routines, a few systems in my life. And I want to make it clear, this step isn't forcefully initiating happy emotions and just being delusional, smiling in the mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful. Not one of those things, because they trigger me as much as all the rest of the new age spirituality things that I used to do. But basically making the vision realistic and not out of reach in your subconscious. You're telling yourself, I've experienced a glimpse of it, so it means that it's so achievable. I just need to stay consistent in all of the rest of these steps. So, emotional preparation, imagining, visualizing, that's the second step. The third step of the preparation, and the last one before you start actually doing the thing, don't get stuck in the preparation, just as I said. Only doing the thing is actually doing the thing, but you got to be prepared. Give yourself a time frame to work with. Give yourself a deadline, I should say. The majority of goals that fail, the majority of plans that don't work out probably didn't have a deadline, probably didn't have a structured, I have a week for this, I'm challenging myself to do this for 7 days. If you didn't say that, probably in your mind on the first day, the importance of this thing was high. The perceived difficulty of this task was low. And usually by the third day, without a clear plan or a time frame, the importance, the perceived relevance of the plan is a lot lower, and the difficulty is higher. So you just quit. By the third day, if you don't have a structured plan, a strong purpose, visualized emotion, a clear reason why you're doing it attached to it, and a time frame, the plan is gone. You're not doing it anymore. So these 3 things are important. Anytime I prepared for a fashion week, I always had a calendar. I have journals with calendars on them. The fashion week schedule usually drops like 40 days before the fashion week, but I start panicking around 30 days before that. So I usually have like a very, very clear thought out plan for 30 days before the fashion week. That's when I actually lock in with every molecule of my being. 60 something days before fashion week, I now have a calendar that kind of gives me an idea of how many days I have left. Each week counts. Each day is an executive day. Every decision is making me closer or further from my vision, okay? So that's why it's important. You need to see how much time you have left and how much every decision influences where you're going. I really love the 30 days before the fashion week because I'm usually already kind of ready, because I had that 60 days before. So the first 30 days of the plan, I was grinding, not as hard, but I'm kind of like already ready. Like I'm already better than 50% of the people who are going to be trying so hard. So I'm kind of set already. And these 30 days, I'm making it perfect. I'm messaging everyone I haven't messaged yet, trying to make as many opportunities as possible. I'm just stalking everyone on Instagram and trying to tell them that I exist and advertising what I can give them. Where can I go? Trying to get addresses, castings. And obviously the diet and fitness is getting more rigorous with each day. I'm being honest. And I see that every day it really counts. If I fuck up one day, I'm a bit further. Whether it's making sure that my test shoots are clean, that my Polaroids are ready, that they're updated. Making sure that, my portfolio, my comp cards are printed, that I'm ready, I'm packed. I'm starting to prepare myself for the actual journey. When I have that 3 weeks left till this thing, I can really lock in. I can see that every habit that I'm trying to implement and introduce into my life, it matters more. We have 28 days left. Lock in, So a time frame is important. Now that we are prepared and we are equipped, the first step that you need to do, that you need to know before you start doing the thing, is reducing the barrier to entry. It's the most important thing in the world. When you set your alarm for 5 a.m. and you wake up, you open your eyes, you can spend 5 minutes laying in your warm bed trying to motivate yourself, trying to explain to yourself that, it's going to be a good day. I'm waking up, there's no other option. But it's still making this barrier to entry longer. It's still 5 minutes in your bed doing nothing. And you can't predict what your ego comes up with. You can't predict if your eyes just don't automatically close. You can't predict what your body and your thoughts do. The more space you leave for your mind to wander, the more space you leave for your self-talk to evolve in your head without doing the action, the more risk you leave for the whole plan to fail. That's what all morning runners say. You don't want to do it. Every morning, you just want to have 5 more minutes of self-talk, 5 more minutes of drinking your coffee, 5 more minutes of dressing up. No, running shoes out of the house, run. That's the protocol. That's reducing the barrier to entry. The sooner you do it, the sooner it will end. But I'm also all for presence, and obviously, you want to be very mindful in every action that you do and being kind to yourself and all of that, but reduce the barrier of your mind trying to explain things to yourself, even if it's positive. Even if the self-talk is, you're going to do it, today's going to be a great day, too many thoughts than necessary to just go and do it. In silence, running shoes on, out of the house, run. So now that you are running, and let's not forget that it's a new habit that you're introducing. So you don't know how to run. It feels new. Your legs hurt. You don't know if the technique is right. Focus on learning and studying every intricacy, every little detail about this new habit, this new discipline that you're implementing, instead of judging yourself for doing it wrong. It will feel wrong and you will feel weak, but it's the easiest thing to do. Your ego is trying to tell you that you're shit. You're doing it wrong. You're failing at this. You know the dip machine? I'm now doing a lot of ab workouts on the dip machine, like where people, I don't know if it's called a dip machine, where people do dips, arm workout. I'm doing ab workouts on that. So like single leg raises, knees to my chest, and like leg holds like that. I like it, but my arms hurt the most while I'm doing the ab workout. And that's predictable because arms work there as well. But I tried to do dips. Well, it made me feel so weak. And the easier option there is punishing myself for feeling weak and pushing myself to do these dips more. And if I did that, I would just discourage myself from just touching that machine at all. I wouldn't even do the ab workouts that I could do really well. I just wouldn't touch that machine because it would associate in my mind with punishment for feeling weak. You can't do this, you feel weak, you're punished, so you're doing it more. You can't do it because you're too weak to do it, so you don't do anything on that machine anymore. That's why I say focus on learning every step of the way, learning about every detail, studying the discipline, instead of punishing yourself for areas in which you feel weak in that discipline. Punishment is never the option. Like, why are you being so mean? It's actually my new exploration about self-discipline, that punishing yourself for feeling weak, hating yourself every step of the process, and fueling the journey with self-deprecation is not sustainable discipline. And I stand by it. It doesn't work. So focus on learning instead of pushing yourself. That's in a sense how you prepare your mind to accept that there will be days when you fail. There will be days when you need rest days. Not in a sense that you're telling yourself, there will be days when I don't even try because I'll be tired and I just won't try. No, you're just realistic and you're healthy and your ego is not active in the conversation. Obviously, you're not preparing for it. You're not accepting that you are weaker than the circumstances, but you're saying, I will try my best every day, but I don't neglect that the possibility of me being tested and me, being weaker in this situation exists. I don't know what God will test me with. I can't say that I will win, but I can say that I will stand. It's not just fighting and ignorantly believing that you're the strongest person alive. And that's an abstract concept, I think, for fighters, for martial artists, because how can you even, you shouldn't, as an athlete, you shouldn't even have space in your mind for this manifestation of a thought of you not winning. It's not helpful in any case. You should just know that you win every time. Even if deep down in your mind somewhere, there is this it might not work out. You shouldn't even feed that thought with any grain of your being. Just don't give it any attention. You're a winner. You're the best. That's the thought process, and it should work. And for example, even during war, I don't usually watch these things, but I watched an interview a few days ago, and it kind of stuck with me because a warrior said, I hate when they tell me, go kill these people that are here to kill you. And he said that it's usually when he ends the conversation, because why are you telling me that someone is here to kill me if it's not even in the conversation? They're not here to kill me. I'm here to kill them. That's how he flips the story. And he believes in it with his entire subconscious mind. Doesn't leave any space in this scenario for being killed. That's how it should work. But let's come back to reality. We're talking about very privileged situations when we are safely sitting on our warm beds with cozy warm lights in the background, talking about scripting habits and introducing new values into our lives. Let's be real. We are safer and we can allow ourselves to accept there will be days that are stronger than us. And being prepared in our mind for these days to come is what makes us stronger and more equipped with a proper reaction to it, rather than just ignorantly believing that we will stand strong and not even sway when this difficult day comes, You might fail. Accept it. That's how, when you fail one day, you will be able to pick yourself up the next day and keep going and not just treat it like a complete failure. This is a completely different scenario. You aren't a warrior, a soldier, MMA fighter. You're scripting about new habits. Relax. And it's valuable, but it's a completely different battlefield. Just be humble. It's for your own good. So expecting bad days is an equation that doesn't really equate in your mind when you think about it, but it makes you prepared. It makes you realistic, humble, and actually stronger in this case. One of the most important things in this is building a very strong self-talk. Every thought in your mind defines your reality, and I hope we all know this. It might sound like a whimsical, difficult to understand statement if you hear it for the first time, but if people are acquainted with it, if you lived long enough, I hope that you use it and you're consciously living your thoughts that you choose and you're rich and happy. We're trying to figure out, basically all these steps are trying to balance action and surrender to channel flow. We're trying to not push ourselves too hard, to not burn out, but also challenge our minds and accept that we are not here to be happy, we're here to be tested. And standing strong in front of these tests and passing them is what will make you a strong human being and get to all of these goals. Choosing your thoughts consciously and living a more mindful, present, and useful life. Why I'm saying that self-talk is important, because when you go to bed, you're the most honest with yourself. There is silence, there's no music, there's nothing, and the last thoughts that come to your mind is either this complaining, exhausted, negative self-talk of I'm so exhausted, these habits are too difficult, I can't sustain this routine. And because you are disciplined by how you know discipline, you will wake up tomorrow and do it all over again because you are disciplined by the book. But you will go to sleep with the same self-talk of I hate this routine, I hated this day, I'm exhausted, I hate myself, I'm not doing enough. While you're doing your best, you're literally doing your best. Everything that you could, you fit into the day. You completed all of the things from the to-do list, you're exhausted. And this complaining is still there. Switch that self-talk to I did my best today. I tried super hard. I'm proud of myself. Thank you for this day. Thank you for all these opportunities, all of these lessons that I learned, even if I failed. I'll try my best tomorrow. With this space for failure, when you leave space for it, you stop resisting the possibility of you slipping up, and you just don't. The more mental resistance you create to circumstances, the more these circumstances start to fight against you and start trying to show you how weak you are. Because that's what you fear the most, to feel weak, to feel unaccomplished, to feel lazy. And the more fear you surround yourself with in your mind around this topic, the more you will attract. If you don't want to be lazy, just tell yourself that you're doing enough and do your actual best with space for, no, this is going to be too much. I'm just going to feel worse if I do this. Then just don't do it. If it's going to make you feel worse and not better, then don't do it. If you know that you don't want to do it, but if you do it, you're going to feel better about yourself, then do it. That's the criteria. That's the only thing. If you go to bed telling yourself that you did your best, that's a good day. That's an accomplished, good, fulfilled, balanced day. I hope this regimen protocol recipe for how to introduce a new habit or a new value helped you in some way. Let me know if you do some of those things. I'm curious to know if this is something revolutionary or people do this already. Thank you.